Hello, welcome back. As you can see this week I am riding solo. Just trying to juggle Phoebe basically. So I thought this would be a perfect week for two reasons. To talk about making friends in Dubai, or specifically Dubai really, because obviously that's what I've experienced. For two reasons basically. I feel like obviously Joe has had to make friends here, but I'm in a bit of a different situation where I'm not going out to work. I'm having to really put myself in those situations. And also I've really had an influx of people asking about this recently. Predominantly, if not 100%, from women in similar situations to me, mums, just a bit concerned about feeling lonely if they move. I thought we could talk about that this week while I'm getting ready, just trying to use my time wisely. For me, I would say, I just want to start by saying something that I've said a million times before, that I'm obviously a stay-at-home mum, and prior to moving to Dubai over a year ago, I was on maternity leave, and during that maternity leave, I promise you now, I didn't make any friends. I just found it quite difficult. It wasn't, to be honest, I'm not one to put myself out there, and my sister was also on maternity leave with me, so I kind of had a few people around me already. I had my mum close by, my sisters, all of that kind of thing, so I really didn't feel like I absolutely needed it, and I was just so busy with new mum life that a whole year went by and I actually just looked back and thought, wow, I didn't even make any mum friends, but that's fine. So I really have that comparison of being in the UK as a stay-at-home mum versus being in Dubai as a stay-at-home mum. And I do think a few of the things that I'm going to talk about are also necessary for people that work as well. I think let's get started with tip/point number one, which for me would be social media. Now, I know a lot of people, ordinarily wouldn't start talking to lots of strangers on the internet, but when I say I've met so many people through just reaching out to people, then reaching out to me, and just meeting up. It can be such a powerful thing, social media. There's a lot of people on here, especially in terms of people moving to Dubai, that kind of make accounts similar to, I guess, what we've done, just to document their journey. And I just think it's a really useful way of meeting people. So I think that goes in hand with just really putting yourself out there. Dubai is a very safe place. I'm not saying that in the UK I'd readily meet up with so many strangers that I'd never met or didn't know or have any mutual contacts with. But I just think it's so normal out here, whether that be through Instagram, TikTok, it could be YouTube as well. Just reach out to people, just start
engaging with them, and you'll soon get an idea of whether they're open to just chatting or not. Anywhere, there's going to be some people that are just totally happy with the friends they have and they're not bothered about meeting other people, whereas I'm always I'm over a year in and I'm still open to meeting new people. I just think you never know when you're going to meet the next person that's going to be one of your closest friends or that kind of thing. So I think you can kind of gauge it when they start talking to you or you start talking to them. So number one is definitely utilising social media. Point number two, or tip, whatever you look at it, I definitely think would be to utilise the amount of mum friendly or socialising events that go on out here. There are so many, different companies, different businesses, different people doing coffee mornings, networking events. Just, there is so much opportunity out here, more than I've ever seen anywhere else, to walk along to a coffee morning and literally come out with a few friends, whether that just be taking someone's number, chatting to them, planning your next meet up, anything like that. I've made so many friends, like I said, I've been here over a year. I went to an event last week which was
for a new business, and I sat down with some girls and like we exchanged numbers, and I've already met up with like one of the girls like 2 times since then. So yeah, I think it doesn't matter how long you've been here for, this can apply to new people or people that have been here for a while. You know, you can constantly be making friends, and like they're the perfect place. There's so many people that come along on their own. You know, I would never have dreamed of doing that when I was back in the UK, like going to an event on my own, just like would have crossed my mind. But being out here just really made me push myself out of my comfort zone and really just get comfortable in, you know, being confident enough to turn up to these events on my own. A lot of them are kid friendly, so you can take your kids. Also, another one for me was that I knew I wanted to like start running and exercising again, and I found a like mum run club. So that was another way like to socialise, and just like feel like you're not stuck in the house all the time on your own. So yeah, really just utilise events out here, because you could probably find one a week if you really wanted to. So it's just about putting yourself out there, going there, exchanging numbers with people. So yeah, definitely utilise that. And then I think my third and final like tip or piece of advice would be, in terms of making friends, would be to really utilise face-to-face connections. So that could be anything from doing the school run. You know, you're going to meet other mums down there. I'm guessing they're going to live in like similar areas. That's why they've picked the school. You might have kids the same age, you know, they start getting invited to parties. I think just showing your face a lot out here is really useful. You know, for us, obviously, Phoebe isn't at school, but, you know, I take her over to the park where we live, things like soft play. Like, you'll be so surprised how open people are to chatting, exchanging numbers. They might need something. You might have, like, I've been in situations where I've lived here longer than some people might have, so I've bumped into someone that's just moved here, and I've just been like, honestly, like, take my number, if you need anything, and then that just like develops into something. You know, ultimately you've got nothing to lose in exchanging your number with someone. If they never contact you or it doesn't go anywhere, it's not the end of the world. I think it's just all about putting yourself out there. So yeah, things like soft plays, you know, your kids might be playing together. That could then be, right, well, we could be friends and then our kids are a similar age. Yeah, I just think putting yourself out there, being confident enough to do that, and not feeling, it's a very strange feeling at the start, especially I think if you've come from the UK. I wouldn't normally go somewhere and like get chatting to someone and give them my number normally. Like I think that's a lot rarer than it is here, whereas people are just so open here. They've either been in the same boat as you've been in, or they are currently in it, and it's just all about supporting people, supporting yourself by doing that. I think is just really important. So yeah, don't think of it as this big scary thing. You're moving somewhere, you don't have friends. You know, I've been there, and ultimately I look back now and I think I had nothing to worry about, and that is coming from somebody that isn't the most, you know, out there social person, but because you're forced into it, and it actually feels a lot more natural here. Like, trust me when I say it just feels a lot more normal and natural to be more open with people and meeting up with complete strangers, that it does come a bit more natural. So yeah, don't have anything to worry about. So yeah, what I will finish this video up on is, yeah, just don't worry about it. Put yourself out there. Utilise any connections that you may already have or you may have had in the past. Reach out to people that you know that might be living there. I've had that happen a lot of times as well. You know, the worst that's going to happen is that you're going to get ignored or it's not going to go anywhere, and I think that's absolutely fine. It's not life and death. And you know, just remember that making friends is literally like dating. Not every date you're going to go on is going to be successful. You might not be each other's cup of tea. It might just be, do you know, it's very surface level, which is fine. You know, I think a lot of friendships have their purpose. So yeah, you know, you're gonna spend a lot of time on people that doesn't necessarily go anywhere, but that's fine. That is absolutely fine. That is how you're gonna make those solid friendships, which you're gonna need when you move abroad. So yeah, I hope this has been really helpful for you. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed. And if you like it, then make sure you're liking our videos, and make sure you're following us on our other pages over on TikTok and Instagram. So yeah, hopefully see you next week. Bye.